Hey guys, what's going on? Time for another YouTube video. This one is a new reel, part of the series we're doing with all the new releases for ICAST 2026 from our friends at Shimano. But before I get into what reel it is, do me a favor, click subscribe down below. Also, if you can hit the get notifications bell, that's just gonna make sure that our new videos get into your feed. If you have any questions or comments about the product we're talking about in this video, or you need help with a setup, leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you as best I can. Now, what is the new product? Well, the new product is one I really didn't expect from our friends at Shimano, because usually you can see what's coming based on a 4 or 5 year turnaround on most product. This one came out of left field. This is the Calcutta Conquest DC 200. So it's going to be available in left and right in a couple of gear ratios, but I'll get into all the specs now. Let's break down this reel and what it really has as features, and also how it's going to play in what fisheries, because this is what I consider to be one of Shimano's flagship reels, because it's like Stella on the freshwater side or saltwater side, or Antares on the low profile side. Calcutta Conquest is premium technologies packed into a very solid frame. So what is new with this Calcutta Conquest DC 200? First and foremost, we talk about the braking system. You can see on the side here, this has IDC5 braking. So IDC5 braking is basically 2 adjustment settings or levers that will adjust. Now, the original IDC5 came with, the original one was line management, so you can pick whether you're using monofilament, fluorocarbon, or braid, and that would be an inside the side plate deal on most of them. And then the outside had auto 1, 2, 3, and 4 were your settings. The curve on the microcomputer would be designed based on the stiffness of the line that you were using, but now they've changed that to make it even more fine-tuned. So now there is low, medium, and high, and that's that inner one, the lower, smaller inside turn. That is low, medium, and high adjustment for spool tension. And then you've got 5 adjustments on the top bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across this big bar. That's going to give you basically 15 curves or casting braking curves that's going to allow you to fine tune no matter what you're looking for. Whether you're throwing light lures or bigger lures, or you're throwing into the wind or with the wind or across wind, or you're trying to skip a bait, this settings with 15 different adjustments is going to make this incredibly fine tunable. The other thing that's going to complement the IDC5 braking is going to be the new spool they put in the Calcutta Conquest DC 200. It is the MGL Spool IV. I'm going to see if I can spin this around for you so you can see the logo. I'm not sure if you'll see that or not with the lighting, but it's the MGL Spool IV. This spool has a reverse taper on it, and it's all about line management and casting performance and smoothness. Because the way the line is going to fill in on this reverse tapered spool, it's going to help the way it sits, it's going to help the way it casts. But also with an MGL Spool IV, you get an incredibly low startup inertia. That is going to lead to casting lighter baits even more effectively. The lighter the spool is, the easier it is to get it to start spinning with lighter baits. So MGL Spool IV is going to help with line management and casting distance and performance for both light and heavy baits. The other thing I didn't talk about with this new IDC5 braking is the fact that it's been upgraded to an internal ring magnet layout on the braking system, and that's going to help for smoother, more consistent casting with this system. All of this has been designed to really improve the overall performance of this reel using the IDC5 with its latest algorithms, latest fine-tuning, latest development. Now, when it comes to cranking power and performance and smoothness, yes, the Calcutta DC 200 has Infinity Drive. Infinity Drive promotes up to 40% lighter winding under load. So what you're getting is basically better performance when you're cranking in those big, hard pulling baits, like big swim baits or big deep crankbaits or A-rigs or whatever it is, or you're trying to crank in and force in a big fish. This is going to offer more winding power. It's going to feel effortless with this reel. This reel is also built to be super protected, so it is the first saltwater rated DC platform that Shimano has ever put out. Kind of a cool little feature, but there's a lot of other stuff that's always been expected from a reel of this level, and let's just pound right through what it is. The first thing would be the micro module gearing in this. Micro module gearing is basically when they have, rather than having big gear teeth that interlock kind of like this, They're smaller, there's more of them touching between the pinion and the drive gear. So you couple micro module gear with infinity drive, you've just got a great system. The other thing, Hagane body, as if you cannot tell that this is an all metal body. This body is designed to keep all the internals in place. It's gonna take a beating, it's gonna offer incredible power. Also, silent tune on the spool. So the spool side, silent tune, S3D and super free spool. Silent tune is basically where they put two little springs on either side of the spool shaft to stop the wobble in the spool, the side-to-side play, so that when you're casting and it's moving at super high speeds, it really stops this and focuses the energy going forward. That is available on the Calcutta Conquest DC as well. The last one to talk about really before we get into the specs would be, if you look at this, you can notice that this side here, this is the palming side plate, this is how you hold the reel, is smaller than the handle side plate. That is Shimano's S compact body. That is designed to make it very comfortable in hand. So you can see here, this is a 200 size reel. I put this in my hand. I can grab both the rod underneath and the reel and not have a problem putting my thumb on top of it. That's what I like about S compact body, and it's pervasive throughout Shimano's lineups. All of the round reels basically use it now. One last little fun one that I think a lot of people will appreciate, and I appreciated it the first time I saw this feature was on the Corrado BFS. It was exciting drag sound. So when you're fighting a fish, you got a drag clicker. So when the fish is pulling line, you can actually hear it. You've got a drag clicker built into this reel. I love that because it's the one thing you miss in a bait caster is the sound of that spinning reel drag. Well, now you have it. 13 pounds of drag in the Calcutta Conquest DC 200 using cross carbon drag. So built for durability, hard running fish, not an issue. Cross carbon drag washers, 13 pounds of stopping power. And the last thing to talk about would be the bearings. S-ARB 13+1 S-ARB shielded anti-rust bearings. So everything makes this reel feel incredibly smooth. Now for the specs. For line, 14-pound test, 110 yards it's gonna hold. And if you're using PE or Braid, so PE is JDM version of Braid. So Braid North America, PE Japan or overseas, the ratings, 50-pound test, 120 yards on this reel. Now I spoke briefly about the Hagane all metal. This is an aluminum frame side plate. The entire thing is metal. So what is the weight of this reel? 9 ounces on the HG, 9.2 ounces on the XG. That is it. It is a fairly light reel for how solid it actually is. Now that we touched on the models a little bit, yes, 2 models. There is an HG and there is an XG. The HG is 6.5 to 1. It's gonna bring in 31 inches of line per handle turn. And then there's the XG, which is their extra fast gear. That is 7.5 to 1, gonna bring in 35 inches of line per handle turn. Last but not least would be the MSRP. No, this is not a cheap reel. This Calcutta Conquest DC is a premium level reel. It's gonna retail at $649.99 MSRP, US dollars, not for my Canadian friends, but beautiful, beautiful production reel made in Japan. Absolutely stunning. There you have it, guys. That is a breakdown of the new Calcutta Conquest DC 200 from our friends at Shimano. Stay tuned for more. We are going to be doing more videos as this week progresses. But if you could do me a favor, click subscribe down below. Also hit the get notifications bell. It's just going to make sure that our videos get into your feed. Also, if you have any questions or comments about the product, need help with, what gear ratio for what technique or what rod will it pair well with, I'll do my best to help you. Just leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We are going to be on the road for the next little while, but stay tuned, including a booth tour from our friends at Shimano at ICAST. We'll do everything. I'm flying in Monday. Should be able to start the videos on Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon. I hope you guys are all staying safe. I hope you're all having fun. Most importantly, I hope everybody's catching some fish. See you later, guys.